Alright, today we're going to cover basically how to travel in between maps, but and also some more advanced quests and events. But before we do that, I actually want to show you something that I forgot to cover in the last tutorial. Basically, it's looping in dialogue, and what loops are, they're used to in various ways, but one of the common ways is so to make sure the hero does something, or to go back to a previous dialogue node. So for example, one of the common video game cliched things is, will you help me out, hero? And the hero can say yes or no, and if they say no, they're like, oh, come on, you'll help me out, right? So how to use loops is you just hit the left bumper on the node you want to loop, and now you get to select which parent dialogue node you want to go back to. So if you go to start node, this means it'll go back to your very start of your dialogue, or if you go to hello Bob, it will go to this dialogue node, which means you get to pick between these two options again. Okay, so that well, actually, you know what? We'll also cover the exit on. What this is, the right bumper you can use to exit on, and all this is if you've created dialogue that you're not comfortable with, like if you don't want to use these two dialogue nodes, you can actually hit exit on, and all this does is it stops your dialogue on hello Bob. You won't be able to go past here. And the only reason you use this is to so you don't have to delete these nodes. So you if you're not, it's just for the designer. If you're not sure if you want to delete those yet, then you can just leave it. Alright, now let's cover something for quests. I never did describe what the difference between a main quest and a side quest is. Well, basically a side quest is you complete them in any order, while a main quest you have to complete them. Like, if you complete the first one, it will automatically activate the second side quest. So you have to do, or sorry, the second main quest. So they're very linear. I've already created two main quests, and basically boss hunt, which is the first main quest, will be defeat the boss, go to the lighthouse, and reach the next map. Those are your 3 objectives. And the second quest, I only have 1 objective, and it's nothing. It's just there to show you that the second quest will activate. Alright, so for boss hunt, when we're actually usually what I like to do when designing a quest and trying to figure out how to complete it, I usually like to work from the final objective on. So the final quest is actually reach the next map. So here will be our exit to our map. So what you do is place a trigger. We'll make it about this big, and we'll call it trigger travel to tutorial 2, which is what I called my map. And we'll have this as hidden by default, or triggered by event, which means it won't appear right away. And we'll have this set so the player has to hit A to travel, so they don't travel by mistake. Of course, you can put this automatic if you want, it does not matter. And we'll actually remove this hide trigger because we want to be able to activate this trigger as many times as possible. So we'll delete that, and now what you want to use is the transport hero. However, there's no location to travel to, which we will cover right now. So first, let's save our map, and we'll jump over to tutorial 2. Wait for it to load. Alright, now we want to create a travel location. So travel locations, first off, you can rotate with the right stick to choose where you want your hero to appear and what direction. We want him appearing this way, facing the map. So we'll call this location, well, let's leave it location 1. And we'll have it as triggered by event and not active, because what active is if you can quick travel there, and we don't want the player to quick travel there by the start. So we'll have it as triggered by event. And now all we have to do is jump back to our other map, and it will save when we load map. So tutorial 1. Now let's create that transport hero event. Choose tutorial 2, location 1, which we just built. And now we'll also complete the objective on boss hunt, reach next map. So, but this trigger is hidden by default. So what we do is when we go to Lighthouse, we want the trigger to be activated. So let's create the go to Lighthouse objective, or trigger. Trigger, we'll call it Lighthouse. And we'll also have this hidden by default because we want this to only be active after the player defeats the boss. We'll set it to automatic, which means as soon as the player runs over, it'll activate the trigger. We'll hide it because we don't want the player to activate this multiple times. And when we walk over it, we'll complete the objective from boss hunt, which is go to Lighthouse. Or, well, not really Lighthouse, I spelled it wrong, but... And we'll actually set the visibility / activate it on tutorial 1, and we'll select the trigger, which is the travel location will trigger. And it's travel to tutorial 1. So now when you walk over there, that trigger will be activated. And finally, we need to create the combat zone. And let's create the boss right here. And we'll create a couple spawn points because we'll have some minions with the boss. I don't know if anyone uses the word minions anymore, but that's alright. We'll create the tutorial, boss orc, and 2 skeleton archers. And we'll have it set as initially activated because that's the first main quest. We don't want this hidden, although you could do it if you want, but... And completion event, we'll have it as completing when you defeat boss, you defeat the boss. And finally, we want it to show the lighthouse trigger. And we'll set this to active. Alright, so that about covers it, and this quest should work, assuming I didn't make any mistakes. But before we do that, we actually have to have it so the main quest activates, so we'll just put it right where we spawn. We'll set it to automatic. It's active by default. To activate the quest when we appear. Alright, so let's actually test this out to make sure everything works okay, but before we do that, let's actually also, when we appear, let's give our player, let's make him level up, just so we can complete this quickly. Oops. Alright, let's save, and we'll try this out now. Alright, now let's load our adventure. I already have a playthrough before, but let's start it on a new one and start it on easy. Now what should happen is when we load our adventure, we should automatically get the quest. And as well, we should level up shortly after that. So let's make sure that works first off. Alright, there we go. Quest added, boss hunt, defeat the boss. Experience 100, level up. There we go. Let's add it all into strength because I'm just feeling macho today. Alright. Now let's collect our sword and shield, which will open the gate as we have done before. Alright, the gate is open. Now we went here. Let's fight some enemies. I'll try to beat these pretty quickly. Bam! Should have probably put some in stamina, but that's alright. Alright, now we'll just test our side quest out. Hello, Bob. Oh no, the monsters are attacking me. Oh wait, I think I may have left that exit on. So it looks like we'll have to skip the side quest for now. Let's go right to the main quest. Alright, so now our boss should appear. There he is. This guy should be pretty tough. As you can see on easy, I'm just able to keep mashing him, but if we were playing on hard difficulty, this boss would be a lot harder. But we're playing easy. Okay, so now we get to go to Lighthouse, but let's just run over here to make sure we can't travel. Make sure there were no mistakes. Alright, I'm hitting the A button, I can't travel, it's not appearing on screen. It's usually good to test things like that, because we all make mistakes. And if you don't, well, good for you. Alright, so as soon as we cross this bridge, we should complete the second objective. Which is reach the next map. Oh, and just to show you where descriptions appear, just hit your B button, go over to quest, and we have an active quest, which is boss hunt. Hit the A button, and it will just say description, objective description. Boss hunt description is the quest description, and the objective description was what one we're currently on. Oh, and one thing we did forget to cover, which I don't think I'll make another tutorial for, but it's pretty easy, is if you're actually in this overview map, you can actually add something called map annotations. And what these are, they're actually, it makes text appear on your map, and your on this screen. So if you put a map annotation right here called Lighthouse, and you set it to active, it would automatically appear. So when you go to this view, it would say Lighthouse. Or if you put one here, it would say travel to tutorial 2, wherever you just gotta name it and select it. Sorry I forgot to cover that, but I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to figure it out if you follow this, because it's a lot easier than the events and triggers. So, alright, let's travel to our map and see what happens. We should complete the objective when we get here, and it should also start the second quest. And if it does that, that's pretty much designer. There's a lot of combinations you can do, but oh, there we go. Completed the boss hunt, and now it will start the second quest. And this is basically rinse and repeat, and you keep doing this, and you will make a giant adventure. So that about covers the tutorials. I'll probably make some over time when people have questions about certain aspects, or maybe some tips. But that covers it for the main tutorial explanations, and I hope you enjoyed watching them, and thank you for buying the game. We at Barker's Crest appreciate it, and thanks for watching.